regarding Goodwill. This is again AS 26, Accounting Standard 26, which clearly says that Goodwill will be recognized or recorded in the books only when we have paid something for it in money or money's worth. Goodwill, if it has been raised by the partners, existing partners, so that is self-generated Goodwill, we all know this. So that has to be written off amongst all partners in their old ratio, correct? As per Accounting Standard 26, Goodwill should not be raised in the books of accounts at the time of retirement or death, as no consideration has come in cash. Rather, value of Goodwill should be adjusted through partners' capital account. ये याद रखना. This is what is the point of this chapter. Value of Goodwill has to be adjusted through partners' capital account. Okay, please take care of this. What is the accounting treatment when you have to adjust it amongst the partners' capital? Okay, so we can see there, the retiring partner or the deceased partner must be compensated in the form of the premium for a share of profit sacrificed in favor of the continuing partners in the ratio of the gain obtained by them through the partners' capital account. So the adjustment entry that I have been talking to you since the second chapter, gaining to sacrificing, the same thing is applicable over here. We all know that in retirement, one of the partner will retire. So he is a sacrificing partner because he sacrifices his share. Who gains? Gaining is the other two partners or maybe one of the existing partner, right? So if it is so, the gaining to sacrificing, right, is the only entry I want you to remember for effect of Goodwill for the chapter retirement and death also. There is no change, and this is the only entry required throughout the chapter, irrespective of any words given in the question. Right? So firm's Goodwill is given. Generally, firm's Goodwill will be given to us. Out of firm's Goodwill, we would like to calculate the share of the retiring partner, and that retiring partner's share, who will be contributing for it? The gaining partners in their gaining ratio. That's all. Okay, nothing else. There were so many cases in case of admission of partner, but over here, no such cases are there for Goodwill. Okay, this is very simple, and the same thing remains for death of partner as well. Okay, now if Goodwill already appeared in the books, we all know that Goodwill appearing in the books has to be written off amongst all partners, old ratio. Okay, so the entry is over here. This is what we have done in the previous chapter also. Correct. This is a major change as far as Goodwill is concerned, admission and retirement. Okay. Next, sacrifice made by continuing partner besides the retiring partner. Okay, so this is also known to us. Somewhere we know like gaining to sacrificing is the entry that we need to pass. So if any of the existing partner also sacrifices, so in that case, he should also be compensated. That's all. So the gaining partner, whosoever the gaining partner is there, that partner will be debited, and then the retiring partner, the deceased partner, or the continuing partner who has sacrificed also needs to be credited. Okay, if you remember, like in admission also we had a sum wherein like one of the partner gains, right? One of the existing partner gains. Incoming partner to gain karta hi hai. If one of the existing partner gains in admission, then also like he needs to compensate the sacrificing partner. The same thing is applicable over here, right? Whosoever is the gaining partner, he should be compensating the sacrificing partner. Okay, let us go through the sums now. Accounting treatment of Goodwill. X, Y, and Z are partners sharing profits equally. Okay, old ratio is equal. Goodwill of firm is valued at rupees 21,000. X decided to retire from the firm. Y and Z agreed to share future profits in the ratio 4:3. Pass necessary entry for the treatment of Goodwill on retirement of X. Now, we are given old ratio X, Y, Z. Okay, old ratio is 1:1:1. X is the one who retires, and the new ratio between Y and Z is given, that is 4:3. Now, when old and new ratio is there, so gain find karna hai, not sacrifice in this chapter. Gain is new minus old. Okay, so Y. New is 4/7 minus 1/3. Yes, LCM over here will be 3 7s are 21 and 3 4s are 12 minus 7. Okay, so that is 5/21. Okay, so this is for y, and for z this will be new as 3 by 7 minus 1 by 3. Okay, so this will be equal to, LCM is again 21, 3 3s are 9, minus 7 1s are 7. Okay, so 9 minus 7 is 2 by 21. Okay, so I need to find the gaining ratio over here. The denominators are same, so ratio is 5:2. Yes, so this is the one thing like which will be required in at any point of time in any of the sum of retirement, right? As we were calculating sacrificing ratio in admission, gaining ratio in retirement. Okay, so gaining ratio is 5:2. Fine. Firm's goodwill is given. Okay, ये तो मैं आपको since 2 chapters I've been telling you कि firm का goodwill है तो मेरे किसी काम का नहीं है, but this firm's goodwill will help me to calculate the share of the retiring partner. Firm's goodwill is rupees 21,000. Out of this, I would like to know the share of X. So X's share in goodwill. Okay, so that will be equal to 21,000 into 1 by 3 equal share था, so 7,000. ठीक है. Now, who will contribute for this excess share of goodwill, right? So that is the gaining partners. Who are the gaining partners? Y and Z. What is the gaining ratio? That is 5:2. So let me write this. Y's contribution, okay, that will be equal to 7,000, right? In the ratio of 5:2. Okay, the calculation becomes very simple for me now. That's 5,000, and Z's contribution, okay, that will be equal to 7,000 into 2 by 7. Okay, so this will be equal to rupees 2,000. Okay, so this is what is a working required at any point of time throughout the chapter. Old ratio is given, new ratio is given, gain find karna hai. Firm's goodwill is given, calculate the retiring partner's share, that is X in the sum, and then contribute. Okay, what is the contribution by the gaining partners? Okay, in the gaining ratio that has to be calculated. Okay, now the entry is very simple. No cash, no premium for goodwill, nothing like that. Okay, the only thing is ki gaining to sacrificing is the entry I want you to write. Okay, so gaining to sacrificing, who is the gaining partner? Y and Z. So Y is capital. X is capital account. That's all. Amounts are known to us, that is 5,000, 2,000 and 7,000. That's all. That's all for the sum. That's all for the journal entry for goodwill. That's all for goodwill. In fact, throughout the chapter of retirement, throughout the chapter of death of partner, ये common है. इससे ज़्यादा कुछ नहीं करना. Gaining ratio, contribution by them in the gaining ratio, and gaining to sacrificing is the only entry required for goodwill in the chapter. Okay, fine. A, B, C, D are partners sharing profits and losses in the ratio of 3:2. A retired and his share is taken over by B and C in the ratio of 1:2. Okay, the gaining ratio is directly given to us. Goodwill of the firm was rupees 60,000. Find the new ratio and give a journal entry for goodwill adjustment. Gaining ratio is given. B and C is taking over in the ratio of 1:2. Gaining ratio is 1:2. Who is the retiring partner? A. So A's share कितना है वो देख लो. That is 3/10. Okay, so let us calculate gain by B. Correct. So that is 3/10 into 1/3. Okay, so this will be 1/10. Okay. In a similar way, gain by C, that is equal to 3/10 ka, it will be 2/3. Okay, so this will be equal to again 2/10. So we have the gain with us. Now the new ratio formula is very simple again, that is old plus gain. Okay. Now for B, old share is 3/10 plus gain is 1/10. So this will be 4/10. B. For C, this will be equal to old is 2 by 10 plus gain is 2 by 10, so this will be 4 by 10. Okay, and finally he is there, he has not gained anything, so old share itself is there as a new share, right? So we can see that the denominator part is same for all the three partners B, C, D. It's 10 10 10. So let me write the new ratio over there. So new ratio is 4 ratio 4 ratio 2. It can be further reduced to 2 ratio 2 ratio 1. Okay, so you are done with the calculation of new ratio over here. Firms Goodwill. Okay, so that is equal to rupees 60,000. As I told you, what is to be done from here, like firm's Goodwill, we need to find the retiring partner's share. So A's share in Goodwill. A's share in Goodwill. Okay, that will be 3 by 10. Okay, so this will be 6 3s are 18,000. Now, who will contribute? The gaining partners. Gaining partners is B and C. Gaining ratio is 1 ratio 2. So contribution by B. Okay, that will be equal to 18,000. The gaining ratio is 1 ratio 2, so 1 by 3. Okay, so that will be 6,000. And the same way, contribution by C. Okay, that will be equal to 18,000 into 2 by 3. Okay, so that will be equal to 12,000. Okay, that's all. So let us write the entry. Just one entry will be required for Goodwill, that is gaining to sacrificing. Gaining partners can be seen as B and C, right? So B's capital account debit, C's capital account debit, right? To sacrificing is A. You can see that, okay, not all partners do gain. Okay, so that's why like most of gain has to be debited. 6, 12, 18. That's all. That's all for the sum. X, Y, Z are partners sharing profits in the ratio of 4:3:3. Z retires and he gave 2 by 10 share to X and 1 by 10 share to Y. Directly gaining share is given to us. Goodwill of the firm was 50,000. Past necessary generally for goodwill adjustment. Okay, so I have to write the share gained by X and Y is 2 by 10 and 1 by 10. Okay, so when share gain is given, so I need to calculate the gaining ratio. This is the only important point in the chapter. I need to know the gaining ratio. The gaining ratio can be seen as 2 ratio 1. That's all. Clear? Now what? Firm's Goodwill is given, the same calculation. I'm not asked to calculate the new ratio and all, nothing like that. So firm's Goodwill, okay, that is equal to rupees 50,000. Out of that, I need to calculate the retiring partner's share. So Z is the one who retires. Z's share in Goodwill, okay, so that will be equal to rupees 50,000 into Z ka share is 3 by 10. Okay, so that is equal to 15,000. Okay, who will contribute? The gaining partners. Ratio is 2 ratio 1. So let us complete that part also. Contribution by X. Okay, that will be equal to 15,000 into the gaining ratio is 2 ratio 1, so 2 by 3. Okay, that will be 10,000. In the same way, contribution by Y. Okay, so that will be equal to 15,000 into 1 by 3. Okay, so that will be equal to rupees 5,000. Okay, the same process, same gaining ratio, firm's goodwill, retiring partners share, contribution by the gaining partners. That's all. Entry is also very same, and only entry in fact for goodwill. Gaining to sacrificing. Gaining is X and Y. So X's capital account will be debited, right? Y's capital account also will be debited. Okay, to Z's capital. gaining to sacrificing. Okay, this is 10,000 gain, 5,000, and total is 15,000 for Z. So this is also done. Sacrificing by continuing partners also. Okay, ठीक है. ABC were partners sharing profits in a ratio of 6:4:5. Their capitals were 1,80,000 and 60. On 1st April 2009, B retired. Okay, and the new ratio between A and C was 11:4. Okay, so let me solve it over here. Old ratio between A, B, and C, okay, is 6:4:5. We know like B retires, okay, and the new ratio as decided amongst A and C is 11:4. Old and new दिया तो gain तो बनता है, so gain is equal to new minus old. Okay, so let us do it for A. A का old share, new share can be seen as 11/15 minus old share is 6/15, right? So 11 minus 6 is 5/15. Now for B, new share is 4/15 minus old share, sorry, for C, right? 4/15 minus 5/15. So that will be equal to minus 1/15. While calculating answer negative आया है, तो we need to write over here simplifies. ठीक है, मतलब ये हुआ कि one of the partner, existing partner, continuing partner also sacrifices. We all know that कि gaining to sacrificing, कौन gain कर रहा है? A. Sacrifice किसने किया? B ने भी किया, C ने भी किया, तो ठीक है. Accordingly, the effect of goodwill will be given. Okay. Now, on B's retirement, goodwill of firm was valued at 1,80,000. तो ये हर बार का रहेगा ही पूरे chapter में. Will not be given the share of the retiring partner. Generally, firm's goodwill is given to us. Okay. Firm's goodwill is rupees 1,80,000. What normally we have been doing is retiring partner share. Retiring partner is B. So let us calculate B's share in goodwill. Okay. So that will be equal to 1,80,000 into B ka share is 4/15. So 15 12 12 4 48. ठीक है. अब यहाँ पर C का भी share find करना पड़ेगा because he has also sacrificed. ठीक है. So C's share in goodwill, okay, that will be equal to 1,80,000 into what? Into share sacrificed by the partner. No new share, no old share. The share sacrificed is 1/15. So let me multiply by 1/15 over here. So 1,80,000 by 1/15 is 12,000. Okay. Now we know like out of 3 partners, 2 sacrifices. So one is the gaining partner, that is A. So let us write the entry over here. A's capital account to be debited to B's capital account, right, and to C's capital account. Okay, A's capital account debited to the total amount of rupees 60,000, B to be credited 48,000, C get a credit of rupees 12,000. You can see there the heading goodwill appears in the books. We all know that if goodwill appears in the books, so that has to be written off. Clear? So write off amongst all partners in the old ratio. So let us write that entry first of all. Goodwill appears in the balance sheet of rupees 5,000. So let us complete that part first. When old goodwill is there, the goodwill existing in the books has to be written off among all partners in the old ratio. So let us write the entry over here as A's capital account debit. B's capital account debit, C's capital account debit to goodwill account. That is, goodwill appearing in the balance sheet has to be written off amongst all partners in the old ratio. Old ratio can be seen as 2:2:1. So that is 2,000, 2,000, 1,000, right? Okay, now old ratio is there. A retires and the goodwill firm is valued at rupees 40,000. B and C decided to share future profits equally. ठीक है, तो old ratio is there, new ratio is there, so let me write there. Old ratio is 2:1. Okay, new ratio amongst B and C is equal, right? So 1:1. Okay, so gain formula is new minus old. Okay, so for B, new is 1/2 minus old is 2/5. Okay, so that will be equal to LCM over here again. will be 5 2s are 10, 5 1s are 5 minus 2 2s are 4, so 5 minus 4 is 1 by 10. Okay, C new is 1 by 2 minus 1 by 5, the old share. LCM again will be 10. Okay, so 5 1s are 5 minus 2 1s are 2, 5 minus 2 is 3 by 10. Okay, so I do have the gaining ratio over here with me now. So gaining ratio will be equal to 1:3, right? That's all. अब gaining ratio आ गया तो फिर वही firm का goodwill देखो कितना दिया हुआ है. How much is the firm's goodwill? Goodwill of firm is valued at rupees 40,000. So let me write there. Firm's goodwill. Okay, so that is equal to rupees 40,000. Out of this, retiring partner is A, so is share in goodwill. Okay, that will be equal to 40,000 into A ka share is 2 by 5. Okay, so 5 8s are 16. Okay, over here now, contribution is by gaining partners B and C in the ratio of 1:3. So B's contribution, that is equal to 16,000 is A's share, 1:3, so 1 by 4. Okay, so that will be 4,000. In a similar way, C's contribution, okay, that will be equal to 16,000 into 3 by 4. Okay, so that will be equal to 12,000. Okay, we are done with the calculation. The final entry required is gaining to sacrificing. Gaining is B and C. So B's capital account debit, C's capital account debit to A's capital, the sacrificing partner. Amount is 4,000, 12,000 and 16,000. That's all.